I'm a political economist. I work on energy transitions, things like how do we decarbonize industrial systems, and what are the wider policy and economic implications of achieving net zero, globally, but also in the Asia Pacific. I'm very interested in how lessons learned in the West are being addressed in the Asia Pacific. For our project, we're looking at energy systems in communities that are quite scattered, disconnected, island communities that might not be connected to a national grid. So how do they get electricity? How is it managed while also addressing global climate challenges? But it was really important that the voices of experts in the region are talking about these issues, are doing the research, so that we're facilitating a conversation and a knowledge exchange as opposed to sitting here in Leeds and talking about a system that I'm not directly involved in. Dr. Dahlan and her research team in Malaysia are really leading the research on the ground.
My background is I'm an electrical engineer. My research focusing on power system, low carbon technology, energy efficiency, renewable energy, not only the technical part of it, but also I'm looking into the techno-economic business model and the market of this technology. Climate change and the energy security are the key drivers for the energy transition worldwide. So renewable energy in this way plays a very important role in this transformation and electrification in this region.
We looked at 4 communities: Malaysia, the Philippines, Indonesia, and Vietnam. And they all have different levels of electricity access, different levels of physical access, different geographical constraints.
What made me want to do this study? A few years back, one of my students from Sarawak came and see me, and he asked me if there is anything that can be done so that his village can get a continuous electricity supply. Most village typically is the same for this project, located remotely to have a power supply. So this village usually use diesel generator, which is costly, and they have to go to the town to buy diesel. From that moment, I start to look into research potential of renewable energy, microgrid, especially for the rural and remote area, to look into the business model, techno-economic, and policy implication.
Microgrids are small electricity systems that are not connected to the national grid, that use a combination of hydropower, essentially like creeks, and small bodies of moving water. Solar power. Think of it as a power system provided for a small community, anywhere from 10 to 200 people in most of the cases.
The community now are very positive with this program in terms of the society and lifestyle change. Having refrigerator in the house, also have a better food and medical storage. In terms of education, with the Wi-Fi and internet connection, the children and community can access knowledge to know what happened outside their community.
The positive impact of having reliable, affordable access to electricity is that these communities are able to engage because of growth in infrastructure and improvements in their day-to-day life more fully in the local economy.
One of the motivation of our study, we can see that many of grid system is abandoned because there is no support business model that can help to sustain after this system has been developed. Looking at the long term, the NGO business model is viable because it is independent and involving the community to think of a creative way to make sure that the funding is sustained for the maintenance of the system.
Providing energy access doesn't come about from a singular institution or group of people. It is a combination of community actors, NGOs, private sector, and policy support. When we talk about climate change and the challenges of increasing renewable energy access, we have to consider what changes to the energy system mean for individuals that do not have reliable, affordable access to electricity.
We need to have more of this rural electricity program and match it with the renewable energy transition, because we don't want to have any community left behind. These people who live in the rural area should get a better life with a good electricity, as similar to those who live in the city.